I'm joined by Chef Dave Lilja in the Northwest Natural Appliance Center Test Kitchen. Dave's the author of Mr. Mom's Favorite Family Meals, and today Dave's going to share with us
a pork tenderloin dry rubbed with a maple Dijon sauce.
Now that sounds good.
It is. It's delicious. It's a meal that you can make for any time of the year. You can make it in the summer for that barbecuing. You can do it for the holidays. It's simple, it's quick, and it's dad-tastic.
Dad-tastic, I like that. Quick, dad-tastic, and delicious. All right. So how do we start?
So we have 2 whole pork tenderloins, okay? We just simply take a little bit of olive oil and we just drizzle it over the top, okay? I'm going to gently rub it in.
It's going to help spice it to it here a little bit?
Yep, absolutely. Kind of have something for the spices kind of to stick to, okay? And then we're going to take these spices here that you have, and in this spices I've already mixed up. There's a mixture of thyme, bay leaves, cloves, nutmeg, oregano, basil, a little sea salt, and a little cayenne pepper.
So a lot of flavor. I mean, it really smells good.
A lot of flavor. And
Yeah.
I typically go with a teaspoon of everything except for the nutmeg, which I do about a tablespoon usually.
Couldn't be easier than that.
Yes, absolutely. So we just simply take it and
just
if you want to sprinkle on the pork there,
and I will rub it on.
Yeah, I'll rub it in. Just rub it into the pork. Now one of the keys to a pork tenderloin and really making sure it turns out the way you want it is I would let it sit at room temperature.
Okay.
Okay. For typically, about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes or so. Okay. And if you'd like to really get the flavors going, before I let it sit at room temperature, I'd pull it out, do my olive oil, and do the dry rub, and just let it sit like this at room temperature. Okay.
So I know that you are truly a stay-at-home dad.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Mom. So how did the book get started? How did the recipes? What was the process?
Well, the process, everybody's always looking for something to eat, quick, easy. And
what's for dinner?
What's for dinner tonight is a typical saying around my kids' school. And we really developed a cookbook that is what I would consider staple meals. They're easy. You don't have to be a chef to do them. You don't have to plan ahead because typically all the ingredients in there you should typically have in your home. Okay, and it's for when you're running home at 6 o'clock after soccer practice. It's that meal that all right. I can knock this out in 30, maybe 40 minutes.
And I've looked, and they are healthy too.
Yes,
absolutely. I mean, this is healthy. I mean, a pork tenderloin is a healthy cut of meat.
Yes, and we've also, we have a make it a meal option, so we could tell you what sides to put with it, vegetables, and really to round it out and really make it a meal for your family that they will enjoy.
Okay. So we're going to get this in the oven, and we're going to cook it for...
So we're going to cook this at 375 degrees for 35 minutes uncovered.
Okay.
Okay. And when we take it out of the oven, we're going to lightly cover it, and we're going to let it rest for about maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then in that time we'll make our maple Dijon sauce.
Sounds good. Let's get started.
Okay.
So cook for about 35 minutes, and we're going to let it rest.
Right.
And the purpose and the time?
Well, 35 minutes, and you want to let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. And it's real important to bring the temperature of the meat back down is the big thing. But also it continues to cook. Okay. And it'll soak in and absorb any of the flavors and the rub that we put on it while it's resting as well. Key to resting, do not lightly cover the pork. Do not seal it up.
Okay, don't want to steam it?
Do not want to steam it. That will just cause any type of meat, whether it's chicken, fish, meat, pork, it will cause it to be rubbery. So do not just throw a piece of aluminum foil on.
All right. It smells good, so if you're going to make a sauce, I think we need to get going on that.
Sure. We'll let it rest a little longer here. Okay. And then for our sauce, so we're going to use real Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. Very important. Okay. Just going to spoon some into a bowl. Okay.
Mr. Mom measures.
Yeah, Mr. Mom measures. You want to use about a 50% mixture of this compared to the maple syrup.
Okay.
Now, again, maple syrup. I don't care what brand it is, but it needs to be pure maple syrup.
The real thing. You don't like corn syrup.
Yes, we don't want high fructose corn syrup in our sauce, right?
And this is actually better for you too, right?
Yeah, of course.
I know it tastes better. It's healthier too.
Oh yeah, it's healthier. So we're just going to take that. We're just going to mix it up. Okay. And I know, initially, maybe it doesn't look like the most delicious sauce in the world. But with the pork, it will pop.
I think the 2 flavors sound really good together.
Yes, yeah, they're really good contrasting against each other with the sweetness and the Dijon. They really they bite against each other really well. Okay, This meal actually is a meal that I've been doing for about 15, 16 years, and it was something I stopped doing for a while, and I ran into an old friend of mine, and he said, you know, my wife, she keeps making that pork with the Dijon sauce for the holidays, and she goes, our family and everybody loves it every time we make it. So I was like, oh yeah, I haven't made that in a long time, and I forgot how easy, good, and delicious it really is.
It was simple. So it's a good catalyst to get your cookbook started then.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, it's just something that you know, sometimes you forget and you go into tangents.
So while you're cooking that, so you have a nickname, Longboard?
I have a
what's up with
nickname,
that?
Longboard. I am like, it was named by the co-author of the cookbook. He gave me the nickname Longboard for pursuing the perfect longboard wave. No, in fact, it is because I drink longboard beer.
Longboard lager from Hawaii?
From Hawaii. I'm a purveyor of good beer, wine, and drink.
Oh. A man after my own heart.
So we take the pork.
I love you, Mr. Mom.
We take the pork, we just throw it on a plate. As you can see, we have a salad here with some walnuts and goat cheese.
Another one's in the book, and
It's
really simple.
This specific salad's not in the book, but there are lots of salads that are in the book that are just as delicious.
Okay.
And you can use any one of them with this pork, okay? And then we just simply want to take the maple Dijon right over the top, okay? Now, you know, you can put it on the side for people if, you know, if they're worried they might not like it. If you throw this on a slider or a sandwich, you can coat it right with that, and away you go.
That's looks like perfect cooked pork, nice and tender.
Yeah, as you can see, it was still a little pink, you know, not crazy, but just the right amount to keep you. Shouldn't be tender, should be dry, shouldn't be dry. Not should be dry, shouldn't be dry.
So this is just a great recipe, and I know there's a lot more. They're simple recipes, quick, dead-tastic, and delicious. We'll have a link on fusionnw.com to your website, and as you said, people can contact you if they have questions.
Absolutely. You want to have questions about cooking, anything in the cookbook, just want some ideas for some recipes, email me. I'll be more than happy to help you out and steer you in the right direction.
Great. Thanks for the great recipe and the great food.
You're welcome.